What's up, YouTube? I have another thing that I have this unction to function. My mind's been flowing, but my mind's been flowing on a lot of things that have been exciting and interesting in my life, and I'm gonna unpack some of it on this video, so possibly it can help somebody as well. But in this season, this new place where we are, me and Toya, the boys, Jade, Lauren, the people around me. I'm trying not to say everybody's name. I'm saying those names, and I said this before, is because I see these people or communicate with these people every day, if not see them every day. But I've been starting this journey of manifestation, this journey of creation, focus, and I've always been that way in the sense of focus. Going back to some of my videos when I learning how to walk, learning how to figure out my process through school, how school works for me. Learning the ABCs it wasn't a challenge for me, but I wasn't learning it the same way. My mathematics as a child, I do math differently. I look at numbers differently. So I'm going through another stage of manifestation. It's creating. And I've been in plenty of conversations in the past couple of weeks just about what that means and what that means to me, or how does it, how do I manifest with people? And when I say with people, I want to explain why I'm saying manifesting with people. Manifesting with people is different than manifesting by yourself. That's from what I've learned. When I'm by myself, trying to accomplish a goal, whether it be, riding my bike, finishing 30 miles or whatever the goal is, and or a challenging goal, maybe I want to do 80 miles. If I'm doing those things, if I'm focused on that, it's just me. It's me, me. And a lot of being the fact that I'm with me, I don't really have any external things to affect me other than my thoughts, which in essence is internal, but how we kind of think out loud in our head, I'm in too much pain to finish this 80 miles or whatever the situation you're in. We put those thoughts outside. And when I'm by myself, it's not an easy task, but it's a task of, okay, how are you going to finish? Well, you can't think about your legs hurting because you're 10 miles from the finish line. And that's a lot of me. That's who I am. That's what I love to do. I love being in those situations by myself and manifesting by myself and creating something and then patting myself on the back at the end. Good job. Let me go get some, my favorite dessert cheesecake. Let me go get some cheesecake to celebrate. That's fun for me. That's exciting. But this new form of manifestation, or this new area of manifestation, is completely new to me. How I started to establish myself in new manifestation was honestly 20 years ago when I married Toya. When we got married, it was me learning me. Obviously, this is not something Toya picked on me about, but when we first got married, let's just say the toothpaste. Actually, she did. She said I would throw it out too quick. So yeah, Toya, she would get on me about the toothpaste, and you can roll this or whatever the case may be. And I didn't really take offense to it. We laughed about it, and she might have laughed about it more than I did, but I'm like, whatever. And then I had to learn who this new human that I wanted to create with. Who is this person? And that was, if you've been married or you have a significant other, you understand that process of learning the other person. And a lot of what we were trying to, you could say, manifest or create was, just establishing a marriage. And obviously, if you've been on my page, I have 2 boys, and then the first child, and understanding that process and putting some of your feelings to the side. My biggest thing was I had let's just say a favorite cereal. And by the time Jaden was older, when he was eating hard food, I don't remember what age, but when they're young, my favorite cereal was his favorite cereal. So it can't be my favorite cereal, because when I come downstairs and I want that cereal, it's gone. And I'm a little frustrated by that. I was at the time, but I had to learn what's more important. Not that obviously the child needs to eat, but what I was more focused on was, man, this is different. this is new. And I learned through Toya, the mother, of the child, she automatically puts everything first. I'm like, I want my cereal. She's like, it's Jaden's cereal, so deal with it. Not in those words. That's not Toya, but that's the way I took it. And fast forward through us just, 20 years later, I know exactly, okay, Toya's not focused on this manifestation of, trying to get, me to, Toya's not really focused on this manifestation of something in my life. So I'll give it a little bit of time, or I need to do more work on it. So without saying that, me and Toya developed something and created a lot of things together that we're very proud of, and we're dancing in, and like, man, that was, patting ourselves on the back and having these moments where we say, babe, vice versa, we both said, good job. We now see the world differently, or we see ourselves differently, or we view ourselves definitely in a different way. But in this season today, Toya started a new job. I'm working with a research group in Tucson, focused on health of men and women. And I drive up to Tucson. I'm up there Tuesdays and Thursdays. I've been staying in a hotel, and all this is new. All this is, Toya has the job. I'm up in Tucson. I'm trying to get, or I'm doing everything in sense of Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Then I'm headed up to Tucson for Thursday and Friday. And then the weekend, me and Toya can catch up and have conversation. It hasn't been a tremendous amount of time since we've been doing this. I started going to Tucson before she started her new job, but it's all this new. It feels sometimes, as one could understand, uncomfortable, but this is what I wanted to share based off the experiences I've had in the past of just life in general. This is exactly what manifestation is supposed to feel like, uncomfortable. And I had one of my athletes say to me, why is it uncomfortable? And it was a very simple response for me, because it's new. When you walk into a new environment, you don't know the people in there, or you don't know what the situation is. So you walk in and you have to now start filling everything out for what it is. And then we put our emotions on a situation when it's really not the right emotion. So I'll give an example. Like, I drive to Tucson, which is an hour and 15 minutes away. I love to drive. I enjoy it. I can't say I love it, but I enjoy it. I don't mind it, but it's my time. I can listen to my books on Audible. And that process started with me. I've done this, God knows, years ago. So over 15 years ago, I would do this back when in Delaware. If you've been on the East Coast, or if you live in a big city, you understand that the commute to work and different things, it takes a little longer. So I enjoyed being in the car, listening to whatever book or whatever I decided to. Maybe it was, I think back in Delaware, I had satellite radio. So I would listen to a lot of CNBC and learning about business and how business works, or how CNBC works, or whatever the case. But a lot of what this season is about right now is manifesting with other people. And that right there, like, I had to put my head down in this, like, that is so complicated and amazing and uncomfortable and enlightening and confusing. It's all these emotions, but manifestation isn't really hard. It's my emotions that is making it hard. And I have a quote from Albert Einstein is his name. If anybody have never heard of him, I would recommend you would look him up. Pretty amazing human being who was on our planet. But he has a quote that says, "Imagination is everything. It is the preview of life's coming attractions." And I have to sit in this manifestation, imagining and creating, what I want to come to me. That is the key. Sitting, not being frustrated that I have this group of wonderful people. I have this group of wonderful people around me. And we all say the same things when we're sitting with each other. We say, yes, we want to accomplish that. We want to do this. And that's amazing. And what I've done for myself, and then, for people to see, the people around me to see, I bought 2 tuning forks. I got 2 of them. I believe they're 440 tuning forks, and I kind of bang them together like this and then hold them to my ears. And I think Toya, when she first used them, she was like, it's really a cool sound. I'm like, yeah, so I would do that. I've been doing that every morning just for, you would say 30 seconds. I hit them together, listen, hit them together, listen. And that was just me reminding myself that I'm working on a frequency. I'm working on an energy that I may not be connected to yet. I may not understand that, it takes this type of energy or this type of vibration or frequency to accomplish this goal. And if you ever study tuning forks, be quiet and let me just say my part about it. If you have the same number, meaning like a 432 and a 432, and you hit the opposite one will basically vibrate at that frequency. And for me, who loves magnets, as a kid, I would love magnets. You break them off or the magnets that would break on the refrigerator and the ones that would just kind of push away from each other. I remember as a kid just sitting and playing with those magnets and enjoying that for a long time. I can remember my mornings when we lived in Muskogee. But I take the tuning forks as people, as the group of people around me, as the people we're saying the same things, where we want to accomplish the same things, but we're on different frequencies. A person is explaining how manifestation works from their perspective, their background, and they're not wrong. I'm speaking about manifestation from my perspective. My perspective is I would say it's pretty simple to track. If you've been watching the YouTube videos, I've experienced life in this way. So now you get to see it, or at least I can share it with you. This other person experienced life this way. Doesn't mean they're wrong. It's just that I'm like, we're not on the same page. The only people that tune in immediately, and I say immediately, within a short period of time, that tune in immediately to what's going on or what we're adapting to is Jaden and Daniel. They're the only ones. They're the only people that I know in this moment on this planet that will, if we have a discussion, they may be thinking something else because they are their own humans. And I'm thinking this, and easily I'll be like, yo, Jay, this is what it is. Or Daniel, you need to understand this, because I've obviously raised them and I know what perspective they're coming from. When they see it, they all have Jay's a more quiet. He just kind of nods like, yeah. And Daniel's like, I can see that. Daniel always gives like a couple words to when I feel that. And you feel, you actually feel, or I actually feel their energy shift. Like, oh, Daddy, I see what you're saying. I got it. And what happens through that process, they go about their lives, homeschool work, video games, whatever the case, they're just going about their lives. And I'm noticing the symptoms of their manifestation, or what we had discussed, is starting to play itself out. I'm starting to see little pockets of, wait a minute, okay, he did hear what I was saying. And then if he didn't really resonate the way I thought it did, I go and I approach and I'll be like, yo, I was talking about this, or when I was explaining that, blah, 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 blah. And then they easily go, I was thinking this. I didn't even know you were really thinking like that. And I was like, wait a minute, what were you thinking? And then they say, well, I was thinking like, I'm like, wait, let's do that. Let's since we accomplished this far, this far, let's focus on what you were just thinking about, because I think that's better. And immediately we connected. We go, okay, cool. And then it keeps growing, and then the symptoms come. And they flow, I should say. They just flow to you. The universe starts sending things, and whether it be numbers, whether it be, maybe the same movies, or we go to the movies together, a word pops up on the screen at the movies, or some scene, they go, oh, okay, that's what resonates. And once we connect that moment, we immediately look at each other, if we're around each other, and we'll go, confirmation, got it. And I share with the boys, because like I said, I raised them. Toya is not that simple when it comes to, she has a whole different background that I'm still learning. Like I really don't even, I want to say, and we had this conversation, I really don't even know all of Toya. She doesn't, obviously, she knows me and I know her, but she doesn't know all of me. And then you bring a new person into this creation or this manifestation. And in this case, I'll just mention Jade and Lauren, and they have completely different backgrounds, both of them. And then we're trying to create something together. So a lot of times things don't resonate. Not that they're wrong, it just doesn't resonate. And it's vital not to, and I talk to Lauren and Jade about this often, how things just have to connect and resonate, and it just manifests and it just grows. They have their idiosyncrasies and their process or their dogmas or their insecurities, just like I do. So they package their things differently. And this is the hardest part. The hardest part about all this, the hardest part about manifesting with people that I've learned is the fact that people attach their emotions to things that honestly, that motion isn't a creative energy motion. My emotion when it comes to creation is get mad enough that you change it. Mama Swift's emotion is to get, this is my words, everybody. This is not something that Toya actually said to me, but from my perception when I'm around her, this is how her energy works. When she wants to do something and she gets focused on something, her emotions attached to nothing will break the moment. Like it was raining and we're in December and it's cold. You don't get much rain here in Arizona. So me and Toya, we enjoy it any time it rains. And it was probably 40 something degrees and we were on a walk. Toya's walking, I'm walking. My immediate emotion attached to Toya's about to get cold. Toya's about to start saying, it's cold, babe. Let's hurry up and get home. All this stuff. That's what I was processing. But Toya's in a space now, starting the new job, all these new things in her life. She was walking. I was the one cold. I was the one like, yo, my hands is kind of getting cold. So I had to deal with my emotion. And Toya goes, no, I need this. I'm like, she's saying this stuff like, I need this. I like this time. So I paused for a second. I was like, okay, this is new. Toya doesn't really talk like this all the time. It's just when she's focused on something, she finds joy in everything. And I kind of mentioned like, oh no, I know we good now in the sense of what we're manifesting because you don't enjoy this. And then immediately she jumps and is like, we trying to say I don't enjoy walking in the rain. I was like, no, I didn't say that. I said, it's cold and it's raining. You wouldn't come out the house. And she kind of looks at me and she's like, you're right. I said, but you're focused on, manifesting, and her thing is love. She always goes back to enjoy this moment, love this moment. We're cold. She actually had her pants rolled up, which was another thing that had me kind of looking like, this is different. This is a different manifestation than I've seen Toya in. It's not that she wasn't manifesting and creating before. She was doing it by herself in the sense of, she'll be watching her show. She's doing her job over here, her old job. She's doing this stuff and she's creating. She's doing what she needs to do to feel comfortable. She's loving her life. But then this new season, everything around her and us, I would say, is starting to shift. And then the athletes, Jade and Lauren, is starting to shift. Where's that energy? That energy is sitting right here for us to create in it. And a lot of times we bring emotion to it to slow it down. And that's not really the emotion that's going to help move the dial forward. And that's something this one's, it's not, I want to say it's extremely hard, but it's only hard because I'm learning with all the people around me. This is new for me. I have new people around me. Melinda Connor, Dr. Melinda Connor, she has so many titles, and her daughter, Caitlin Connor, having them around me and watching how they move through life as we're doing these research studies, I'm watching them and I'm learning a tremendous amount of different perspective on life. And here's the thing about it. The majority of what we discuss, as we discuss, studies, scientific research, all this stuff is completely uncomfortable for me because they talk about it as in matter of fact, this is my life. This is, there's a study about, CTE. There's a study about this. Oh yeah, coach, I did a study, or I read a study about this. And they say all these studies, and guess what? I feel uncomfortable, but I sit and I'm learning to listen. I'm learning to picture things because I'm working to resonate with them so I can manifest with them. I'm focused on their energy, trying to understand that, or allowing it to, or receiving their energy, and not judging them based off anything. Just like, okay, that could have been taken from my perspective as disrespectful, but I'm listening to them, and I have to create, going back to the Einstein quote, I have to create the imagination around it so I can have things as a coming attraction to me. So that's the hardest thing about in my season of this manifestation. It's receiving the energy of a person or persons and knowing, does it resonate? And when I say persons, we got mamas, we got uncles, we got cousins, we got friends, we got nephews and nieces. We got all these people that we assume know how to manifest with us. That's just not the case. And that doesn't make anyone bad. It makes the situation that you're trying to manifest, or you're believing to manifest, it makes it more apparent to you, so you can align yourself with things that will give you that manifestation. So hopefully I explained it and I didn't say too much to confuse. I got 1,000 things running through my head that I kind of wanted to lay out, but I think I said enough to not confuse anyone else, and let alone myself. So I'm gonna leave that there. I appreciate you. See you next time. Hey folks, thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Oh yeah, hit that bell, so you can know more about Swift Sundays.